Moral principles are important and significant in information technology because automated processes are fast, and if you automate a suboptimal process, then you can make great chaos in minutes. One of these fundamental moral principles is Descartes' principle on change. Descartes says that if something cannot be repeated many times, then it shouldn't be done even once. In an information technology settings, it means that if you have a wrong process which works only because people always make corrections on certain steps, then these rules, these processes has no place in an information system because they don't make havoc if they occur only once, but if you automate them and repeat them many times over, then they create a lot of work for you down the road to correct them and to try to mitigate the consequences. That is why this principle is also called a slippery slope. On a slippery slope, once you are on the slope, it is very hard to stop. So there are 3 points where you can correct your mistake and avoid the consequences of stepping on a slippery slope. The first point is before you step on the slope, because it is a lot easier to find another way than to go down that road. I mean, maybe the first step is something that looks easier, but it will be a lot harder down the road. The second best is after you step on the slope, but as early as possible. So, okay, you just tried it, or maybe you didn't realize that it is a slippery slope, but now you realized, so stop it. I know it is always hard to stop it. It always looks easier to just go one more round, but it will be harder to stop later. And if you didn't stop early, then the best time to stop is now, because it just goes worse as time goes. In a business setting, this is the same thing. So if you think that you can cheat on your clients, or you can think that you can cheat on your partners once and you can get away with it, and you just do it because it seems so lucrative, it seems so profitable and harmless to you, in the sense that they have no means of retaliation or no willingness to retaliate because they like you, because they need you, for example, then it is better avoid this step, because it will be harder to stop down the road, even if you can get away with your wrong behavior many times over, and you just alienate your business partners. So even if they don't have the opportunity now to go to somewhere else, then they will keep looking for the opportunities. And life is changing, so sooner or later you will bump into something. Sooner or later an opportunity for them to leave you will come up, and or maybe you just need their support in a bad situation, and they just won't give it to you. The third field where this principle is important is economic policy, and inflation is one of the best examples, because inflation is pretty high now in many countries all over the world, and some of them just tells that it is because of the war between Russia and Ukraine. And while it has some contribution to inflation, it is not the main reason. For one reason, there are mechanisms to regulate the amount of money in an economy in all economies. So if they use these mechanisms correctly, then they should have been able to curb inflation at the start. So it is just telling that it is caused by the war is just hiding the true reasons. But inflation is a good example, because once it is too high, then it is go out of your hand, and it is a lot harder to curb it, to stop it, to cut it back. And as you go down the road, it will be more and more painful. So Descartes' principle of change is an important moral principle in policymaking, business and information technology settings. Try not ignoring it, at least not by design, and try to pay attention to this and other moral principles when you design information systems, business models or policies.